Well, you talked about like coming to know God is more of a process, and I know that there are some people who are like, yeah, I remember the exact moment that happened for me. Like I was 19 years old, I prayed a prayer. Not that that was magical or anything like that, but I had this moment where I knew that like I went from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light. Yours was more of a process, a gradual thing. Was that during middle school, high school? Was that even started younger for you because you were in the context of being the headmaster's daughter at a Christian environment?
Yeah, probably all of that. You know, what makes it hard, even as I talk about, think about it, is I was, well, I'll give you two stories. My parents tell a story of being in kindergarten, and they had a birthday party for me, and they said, "Who do you want to invite?" I start listing the names of people in the class, and they're like, none of those were my friends. And my mom said, "Well, why those people?" And I said, "Well, because they don't have any friends." Oh, isn't that sweet? You know, what a godly 6-year-old I was.
Right,
No, I
right.
was just being me. We also lived a block down from the SPCA. And for reasons I still don't understand, people would never take the dogs or animals into the SPCA. They just drop them off and leave them there, and they'd be roaming around the neighborhood and consistently find themselves in our yard. And so here would be this little girl weeping, "Please, can we keep the dog? Please, can we keep the cat? Please, can we keep the llama?" And we got multiple pets as a result of this, because I was just a bleeding heart, you know. And
Yeah.
those things about me, I think, were inherent qualities that we can attribute as godliness or good character, but they were just me. And so that gets tricky because I wasn't a godly 6-year-old. I was oversensitive. I had sensitivities. I had strengths that would be weaknesses when I used them in my hands, but they could be strengths in the Lord's hands. And so I love the jars of clay metaphor, because that really was me trying to figure out, God, you're not calling me to be this beautifully painted vase that sits out there and I'm the perfect Christian. You're calling me that I can be broken. I can have cracks and holes in my life, and that you shine all the more brightly when that's true. And so that really didn't hit me until my adult years. So I was in this struggle of, I want to be good, and I also feel like everybody expects me to be good. And so when am I doing it for the right reasons? When am I not doing it for the right reasons? Which is where I think it's just this progressive growing and understanding grace, and I don't have to be perfect. So that thread of perfectionism was in there more even with my character than my outward, you know, what I accomplished.
Okay, I have to talk here, but I'm not going to start with so, just to prove that I only.
You're going to say llama
Yeah, that's right.
because I'm fascinated by it.
I do want to talk about llamas in the backyard of a house in New Jersey by the Christian school.
Right. Me too.
Kindergartners got llama rides. It became a tradition.
It sounds amazing. You petting zoo in your own home.
I think Julie spoke what may be the heart of the gospel between the already and the not yet.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is, I don't have to measure up because Jesus measured up in every single way.